Welcome to the Julian and G.K. podcast.
And it's true.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another exhilarating, exciting episode of the Julian and G.K. podcast. This week, we're focusing on the top 10 male wrestlers of the 21st century. So, my boy G.K., how are we feeling about this topic right here?
Happy New Year, y'all. Thank you for checking us out. Welcome us back. We got some Mo and Stowe, and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Got the lemon pepper steppers here. Yo, it's mad cold outside. It's brick. It is blizzarding. It is cold. We New Yorkers, and yeah, bro, winter is wintering for the first time in years.
Yeah.
So apologies.
Yeah, that's
for
why
the wool socks.
Yes.
And because it's real out here.
Yes, that's why I got my black Timbs on, because can't be messing around with this snow. The thing is, like, it snowed, and it's like New Yorkers forgot, like, what real snow looks like, so everyone's freaking out. But this is what it is, y'all. We got, like, blizzard-like conditions, but we still are doing this for y'all because we love y'all so much. So even we trudged through the blizzard, we came through this just to give you the top 10 male wrestlers of the 21st century. That's how important this is.
Exactly. And also, check us out on the socials, GK Williams NYC, GKWilliamsNYC.com.
Jules XMW. Also check us out, Jules and GK, on Instagram, on the YouTube, on the TikTok. Well, it's Julian and GK Pod on the TikTok. Don't forget the pod on the TikTok. All right? But yeah.
And also, just to remind all of y'all, we do not know what the other is going to say. We do not go over these lists overhand. We know the topic.
Yeah.
But we do not collab on this beyond that. So there's going to be some shocking moments.
Yes, we like to be genuinely surprised. So we're going to see. And it's always interesting with us because, GK loves his sports entertainment, his glitz, his glamour. Yep. I love, the down and dirty, underground, Japanese, obscure, weird wrestling. So this list is going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
so,
old school.
So let's see.
Let's talk about it.
Got his pen and paper. I got my phone.
Yep.
I'm like Drake in the studio. So here we go, GK. Who is your first number 10 male wrestler of the 21st century?
All right, let's take this off, or let's kick this off with, because I put so many people in this spot and I crossed so many people out. Okay. And then I just had to come to consolidation. So, as you know, I'm the more WWE guy. I'm more the mainstream pop culture dude. So I'm more about the moments and the people that non-wrestling fans even know. Yeah. Right? So it had me thinking. They mostly watch WrestleManias. And I had a whole bunch of people in this number 10 spot. I had Batista in this spot. All right? Self-explanatory. Yeah. But if you knew him from WWE wrestling times, even before Evolution, when he was Deacon Batista, when he was wearing sleeveless suits. Not a sleeveless shirt, sleeveless suits. Just like, that's how much of an it factor this dude had. He's top 3 physiques. Yes. Until it's him or Luger to me, right? Yes. Like, you see him, you get it. Plus he's Greek and Filipino, like, bro. Like, he was, I don't know why Hollywood took so long, but props to him for betting on himself. And, good for him. So I had him in this spot. And then I thought, And then I had Brock Lesnar in the spot for obvious reason. He's the most legit. He's been the most properly booked as a special attraction. So, and, end of the Undertaker streak, But then I thought, there were other people who set the century off right. Triple H, HBK. But then it all goes back to their most memorable moments and their best matches. Who were they with? I have The Undertaker at number 10.
All right.
Because he pretty much is the foundation of the century. His streak meant everything. Made Brock. Gave Shawn his best matches in the second half of his career and send-offs. Yep. Triple H, same thing. Gave Batista his best WrestleMania match in WrestleMania 23. Gave Kurt Angle arguably his best match in No Way Out, 06. Yeah, and the first legitimate rub that you couldn't take away from the big dog Roman Reigns was The Undertaker, the one who should have broken the streak in the first place.
That's true.
So I think he this man set the table for this century. So I got The Undertaker at 10.
I mean, it's hard to dispute that. It's the Undertaker, you know. Like he was for a long time the locker room leader, the constant in WWE. Other guys came in and out. Other guys left. For a long time, the Undertaker was the guy. So that's a very understandable and very good number 10.
Yeah.
My number 10 is a little bit different, more recent, but still been around for a minute. He is a revolutionary. He's a visionary. My number 10 is Seth freaking Rollins. And the reason that he's my number 10 is because I feel like he's the one that really made more out of like, he became more than what people expected of him. I think when he came in to WWE, everyone expected that he would probably be a good, mid-carder, a good hand, because in ROH, he was very good as Tyler Black. You could tell that he was talented. But when he got signed to WWE, I don't think anyone really foresaw him being a main eventer. But he said that, and by his own admission, he said that pissed him off. He didn't like that people underestimated him. So he was like, I'm going to show that I belong here. And even with the Shield and his turn, and he was the first guy that really got the focus on the Shield. Everyone thought it was going to be Roman, and eventually it was Roman. But Seth was the first guy that really got that main event push from the Shield, and he deserved it. He went out there. He had great matches, great promos. He constantly evolves his character. So whether he's a heel, whether he's a face, he's always interesting. You can never say that Seth isn't interesting. So that's why I had to give it to my number 10, Seth freaking Rollins.
All right, I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm still mad at him being Tyler Black in pink Speedos in the Indies. I'm still mad at that, and him stealing lines from Daniel Kaluuya in black movies. But again, no one else did it. No one, he thought of it first.
And listen, he's given props to black revolutionaries, so he gets bonus points for me for that.
See, you caught me. My list is fluid because I have Seth on my list, but I had him higher. So now I'm going to move him down to 9. It makes sense. I call him, I think he's been WWE's backbone of the 21st century. And not to mention, he's the MVP of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Without question. Without question.
He was the one that, of course, it was about Cody and his moment and all that, but it tied in with Seth beautifully. And let's not forget, Seth is the one who made Cody, if we're being honest. Like when Cody came in, Seth could have easily complained and said, whatever. He lost him 3 straight times. He gave Cody the ultimate rub to make sure that we all bought him as a main eventer. And it worked. As soon as Cody won those 3 matches, he was cemented as a main eventer forever in WWE. So, and Seth saw the vision, and that's what he did. And now, Cody was able to be catapulted to that main event status because of him.
Yeah, and I'll give him credit for his evolution. The Messiah to the revolutionary to freaking what do you like, man? I give him credit, and when you try to get other people to watch, women get it.
Yeah.
They see the style. You're like,
Exactly.
he's a vibe. And if you've watched, did you watch Unreal yet? Season 2?
I watched it. Yes.
Yeah. I think they did a better job this time.
Season 1, yep.
It was more like, it wasn't so much giving everything away as much it was like a behind the scenes of a heist.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it, so which I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Shout out to R-Truth too. I'm glad he got a whole episode to himself.
Yep.
All right, we're moving. All right, so that's my number 9. So who's your number 9?
So my number 9 is a guy who I feel like he had a career resurgence in the 2000s. He was of course a big star in the 90s. Went away for a while, came back, and some would argue that his second run was better than his first run. And I'm, of course, talking about HBK Shawn Michaels, because, everyone knew in the 90s he was one of the best in-ring guys in the world, especially in WWE during the 90s. And then he had the back injury. He went away for a while. And when he came back, I think most people thought, okay, he's going to have a couple of matches here and there. He'll have, just to be able to close out his career. But no, this man went on to wrestle about 8 more years and gave us bangers every year. There was every year in the match of the year conversation for WWE, Shawn Michaels was involved in it. And that's crazy that he was near the twilight of his career. I mean, at WrestleMania 25, he had the best match, not only the best match of the year, I think it's the best WrestleMania match of all time. Spoiler alert, if we ever do, a pod on that. But that, like, with The Undertaker, so he was giving us bangers up until like his final 1 or 2 years in the industry. So I would say, number 9, Shawn Michaels, like incredible career resurgence in the 21st century.
I don't disagree with that at all. And I'm in the small camp of, I think his second run is better than the first run.
Yes, I
Because,
agree.
come on, he was posing for Playgirl in the first run. But come on, born again Christian sexy boy? Come on, like no one else is pulling that off, bro. Like, yeah. Props to Shawn, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we at number 8.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna flip again. And I can't believe this is happening. Okay. At number 8, I have Cody Rhodes, and I only have 2 words: his story. That's it. And I think if you know, you know.
Listen, this is shocking to me. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why it's shocking. Because we went on our trip to WrestleMania 40 a couple of years back, and everyone in our trip was all about Cody. We all wanted to see Cody win. The one person who didn't want to see Cody win, who wanted Roman to retain, was this man over here. He said, "Yeah, Cody's great, but he's not Roman. Roman's a main eventer. Roman is the attraction. Cody isn't that." So for you to put him on this list is shocking to me.
Told you, I'm an unbiased journalist. But also,
I see.
But also, in hindsight, the rest of 2024, with Cody at the helm, wasn't as great. Was not as great when Roman was at the helm.
I mean, but
I'm just saying. It was appropriate for him to win in that moment.
Yeah.
But where I really give Cody the nod was Raw the next night.
Yeah.
When he thanked Roman, and for the first time in his whole career, the thank you Roman chants finally, no pun intended, reigned.
Yes.
And he instantly became a face that was legitimized, which was something Vince tried endlessly to do and couldn't.
I couldn't do it.
Wow. And they tried.
Yes.
And they tried, like using his real life illness. Like they tried.
Yes.
So
that was messed up.
Yeah.
Even cancer wouldn't make people cheer for him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I got the American Nightmare to.
Yeah. All right. I'm not mad at that. All right. So for my next one, we always say I'm the guy. I love the the underground wrestling, the indies, the Japanese wrestling. So for my number 8, it's a guy who I feel like he just came out of nowhere and he became not only the biggest star in Japan, but then was able to come over to the U.S., reinvented himself, and then made himself just as popular in the U.S. as he was in Japan, and that's Kazuchika Okada. Because when he was in New Japan, he was this young upstart that challenged the ace of the company, Tanahashi, who everyone thought at that time was unbeatable. He beats him to the shock. It's one of the most shocking upsets in wrestling history. Like if you go back and look at that match, like people in the audience are genuinely crying because they could not believe that this young kid came out of nowhere and beat their legend Tanahashi. And then he went on to have an incredible run in New Japan. And then he decided, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to go to America and I'm going to go to AEW. And then he comes here and he continues to put on banger and reinvents his character to now just being someone he's like a hybrid comedy / serious wrestler, and somehow it works. It's like he does the comedy gimmicks, he calls people bitches, it's funny, and then he goes in the ring and he's still one of the top 10 wrestlers in the world in the ring. So that's why I had to give the nod, my number 8, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Like I'm going to dispute that as if I have anything to dispute. I mean, he's one of the only 2 New Japan wrestlers I know. And Tanahashi, he's like the John Cena, like he just retired. Like,
yes.
Bro, it's But back when New Japan, I don't know if they still do, but they were on Access channel with Jim Ross calling it from like his basement. Yeah. I was getting into it, but no, New Japan's a real deal. I mean, they regularly sell out the Tokyo Dome. Like I'm not that out of it, y'all. Come on now. Just because I don't trade tapes no more. All right, so you got him at 8. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to dispute that. All right, so we're at 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got to take points for time off.
Okay.
But because... No, I'm switching again. I don't know what you're doing to me. Okay. All right, I'm gonna shock you again.
Okay.
So I moved Cody from 7 to 8. Mm-hmm. So my 8 to 7 is Bryan Danielson.
Oh, all right.
I think the 21st century has really been the breakout for the indie guy.
Yeah, definitely.
There is no indie guy has peaked any higher than WrestleMania 30 for Bryan.
Yep.
So and never had a bad match. Doesn't matter what promotion you saw him in. Unlikely, but likely. And I've never seen anybody force Vince's and the authority's hand.
Yes.
So much to the point where you're changing WrestleMania main events, and he's bumping the almighty Randy Orton and movie star Batista, and getting Triple H to wrestle him in the first doing double duty. Like, man, it was like when you win the jackpot. Like, you know that there's no higher zenith to go.
Yeah.
So that was my fear for him. And, you know, I'm not gonna say I turned out to be right, but there was really nowhere else to ascend.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, more injuries happened.
Yeah.
But no, Bryan, and I will always say this, him as the Earth's champion, the planet's champion, it did not get enough time. It did not get enough legs. It did not get enough, you know, time in the kitchen to cook.
Yep.
But he was on to something.
Yep.
And I'll always give him all the credit in the world for putting that to the side and letting Kofi Mania happen.
Yep.
And Crescendo, which I was there for.
Yeah.
I'll still tear up if I think about it, and I still have the thoughts of watching MVP and Shad tear up in the bar, and I'll still remember Booker T and all these people, and you know, a lot of the, not even just the black wrestlers, were like coming out from the back. They weren't even watching in the back. They were coming out from the back trying to grab seats.
Yeah.
And it was almost, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, but it was almost like Obama in 08. Like, okay, the poll says he's going to win, but until it happens, I'm not going to believe it.
Yep.
And it happened. And that's also the reason why WrestleMania needs to be 2 nights, because that should have ended night 1.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, because the triple threat women's match, that didn't start till after midnight. I was there. It was cold, man, and the Kofi Mania took a lot of the juice away. So, anyway, my number 7, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Well, that was the last one-night WrestleMania, because I think they realized, I mean, COVID happened, but then even after that, I think they were like, yeah, this needs to be 2 nights. It's just too much to back into one night. And yeah, the Planet's champion, I still want that belt. That belt was...
a hemp belt?
The hemp belt, bro. It was so good. Like, oh my God. Yeah. So you did shock me again with Bryan, because, you know, I know that you've always respected him as a wrestler, but I know you like your superstars bigger, more movie star looking, like more promo based. So I do like you. You picking Bryan.
I watched him in the Indies. I think the best indie match I've ever seen was Ring of Honor, him versus Nigel McGuinness.
Yes. Oh my God. That's
that's all pre WWE.
Amazing.
And his whole thing with the Miz, like, you know, him being the rookie to me, like it was. I'm telling you, man. They put him through it.
Yeah.
They put him through it in WWE.
Yes.
So, but he still rose above it, man. So yeah, Bryan Danielson, salute.
Nice. All right, so for my number 7, another guy who really made his name in Japan, but then came over to America later. And this is just purely, this is like my fanboy pick. Because like from the first time I saw this guy wrestle, I was like, he is on another level, on another planet when it comes to wrestling. And that is Kenny Omega. Because this is the guy that is like, you know, we see all these, you know, amazing wrestlers, but the stuff that Kenny Omega would put his body through and do for our entertainment, I was just like, this guy is insane. Like, he'll do anything. And it was like, when I really got into New Japan, is like you said, Jerm, when it was on Access TV, because I'd watch it occasionally, but when I started watching this, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, he is incredible. And that's what made me subscribe to New Japan World and start to really dive deep into his older matches and his ROH matches. And I was like, this guy is amazing. He's one of the best people in ring I've ever seen in my life. He's really the guy who made, I mean, Bullet Club was already a thing. We know it was started by Finn, and then AJ continued it, but under Kenny is when it really blew up. That's when when he was the leader of the Bullet Club, that's when it like you saw people in America wearing Bullet Club shirts because he was that big of a deal in Japan. And then he came over to helped found AEW, which was like, you know, the first major competitor to WWE and, you know, since WCW, because TNA wasn't real competition. I mean, they tried with Hogan, but it didn't work out. So to have that and establish that and then have another incredible run of matches here in America, that's why I feel like Kenny Omega, that's my number 7.
Okay, I'm not going to dispute that. I mean, my only thing with him is I can't think of anyone who's had more buzz from the indies that's never been to WWE than Kenny Omega. Yeah. Which was supposed to be momentum for him going into AEW. So AEW was my first chance to see him talk. And he's not bad on the mic. No. It's just, it's not enough to reel me in and keep me there. So that's I mean, I'm not knocking Kenny Omega. Who am I to knock Kenny Omega? But yeah, he's not in my top 10, but I'm not gonna hold you that he's in your top 10. Yes. Because mine, it's fluid. I'm just crisscrossing, scratching. I'm uncrossing T's, undotting I's. All right. We're at 6?
Yep.
All right. So I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so my number 6 greatest male wrestler of the 21st century. I bet you didn't think he'd even be on my list.
Okay.
And I remember the last time we talked about this, I was like, okay, I just have no logical measure where I could comfortably put CM Punk above Bryan. Now I can.
Yeah.
Yep. I got CM Punk at number 6.
This is another guy.
Yeah.
This is another guy who me and you, we used to have our debates back in the day when he was in ECW. And I was like, I'm telling you, Punk is the guy. Punk is going to be a big deal. And you were like, really? Punk? I don't see it. And I was like, he's great on the mic. He can wrestle. And you're like, yeah, but he's small. He's like, you know, he's not going to be believable against like these bigger guys. But I feel like Punk has such a huge personality that he makes himself look bigger than he actually is. And he becomes believable.
Well, of all those guys, you know, like AJ, Bryan, all those guys, like he is physically taller.
Yeah.
So he's big. So, but the first half of his WWE career, like, you know, was the straight edge thing, I mean, he's straight edge, but so brilliant and so original, especially for WWE and a wrestling space, and at that time. Straight Edge Society, I agree with him. Should have gotten more time. I think he was onto something there.
Yep.
But then you come to the 2010s. Then comes the pipe bomb. This dude, yes, I know CM Chicago made. This dude is the most self-made WWE superstar I've ever seen or think ever has been. He's the best on the mic. That's without question. Yep. When he's inspired.
Yeah.
This version of CM Punk as a face on top of it, it's not, but I'm not holding him to that because his legacy is already set. He's playing with house money, which is fine. Like, he actually looks like he spends his money now, which I'm all for. You know what I mean? Like, his hair is well groomed and coiffed. He spends money on sneakers. Yeah. You know what I mean? He has designer jackets with his name on it.
He doesn't look like a punk anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm completely with that. But yeah, great in the ring, did the most with the least as far as booking goes. Stood up to everybody, outdueled everybody on the mic, but I knock points for the time off, and his comeback to AEW made me look right at the time because he got me to watch. You know, it was a great thing. But then when he took his shirt off, I'm like, this dude doesn't even look athletic or doesn't even look like he cares, and that's how he wrestled. So he lost me. From there. So I thought there was no way. But no, his comeback, you know, he tore his tricep, came back. See him so beloved. Yeah. That's the key. They were chanting his name for 10 years.
That's crazy.
I still say he's a hard sell. If you're not into wrestling already, you don't get it. He's not He's not an easy sell. And if you're not into punk rock, it's not an easy sell.
Yeah.
However, there's space for that.
Yeah.
There's room for that. So CM Punk, he is my number 6.
Okay. I mean, that also shocks me.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Punk's, I feel is undeniable. Like he has the aura, he has the presence, he has like, and like you said, it's like either you get him or you don't. And I feel like wrestling fans get him. So yeah, definitely. For my number 6, now this person was a point of controversy between us years ago, because if you ever want to dig in our archives, we had one time done a list about the best wrestlers of all time, like period.
Which we need to revise.
Which we are going to revise.
He definitely needs to revise. If you remember his number 1, respectfully.
I definitely need to revise mine. And at the time, this guy was my number 1. I'm gonna spoiler alert. I'm gonna tell you right now. And he's number 6 on this list, and that's Chris Jericho.
Oh man!
And at the time, I listed him as my number 1 just because of how many times he was able to reinvent himself. And I just said that I never knew anybody in the history of wrestling who reinvented themselves more than Chris Jericho. So even though that there were other wrestlers who were bigger and bigger attractions, I just felt like he was the one that was able to make himself the most consistently relevant. So that's the reason why I had him so high, because a lot of guys, their zenith is very high. They're on top. They're on top for 3-4 years, and then they just kind of fall down. But I felt like Jericho was able to always make sure he was on top for 20 plus years. So that's why I done that. But given recent history, he has had that fall that I don't feel like he had before. So that's why I have to drop him not only on that list but on this list. So he is no longer my number 1, but I will still give him props for always being able to reinvent himself, for always being great in the ring, even up until recently. I mean, he's like an old man now and should probably retire at some point, but he still puts on good matches occasionally. He's still great on the mic, so he still has all those intangibles. It's just of course, Father Time catches up to all of us. He's not as great as he used to be, but he can still, put on a show when he needs to. So Chris Jericho, number 6, top male wrestler of the 21st century.
See, he's still doing it. But now we really don't talk about this beforehand, because I wouldn't have spoiled it had I known. I love Chris Jericho. If we ever get to do our top 10 favorites, Chris Jericho is in my top 10. So I have all the love for Chris Jericho. I just saw him over the holidays. He was in a Christmas movie for Hallmark or Lifetime or something, and I loved it. I got so much love for Chris.
Doing Hallmark movies. Yeah, I was like, my man Jericho doing everything.
Yeah, some of them Fozzy songs.
Oh yeah, no, that he has some bangers. Don't sleep on Fozzy. Yeah. They got some banger songs.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. He's very heavily involved. I mean, he's the voice of it. And yeah, I give him credit for all the world for reinvention. Even WCW. He's easily top 5 WCW easy, and the greatest debut in WWE history by far. So yeah, we love Jericho. My whole thing is, I don't think he was ever the top guy. He was always relevant. He was always made himself in the main event mix. The Y2J and then the list. Come on, drink it in, man. I still say that. but due to the powers that be. And that's the other thing, too, that I feel like I need to reiterate. As someone who is a performer myself in my own right, I'm not putting myself on their level. However, a lot of it is what you're given to work with. A lot of it is booking. A lot of it is writing. A lot of it is who you work alongside or across from. It's a lot of that does matter, more than you think. Some of the matches that happened in WrestleMania, example, that turned out to be duds or not live up to the hype, they didn't plan it that way.
No.
Jay versus Jimmy wasn't supposed to be that.
It should have been great, but no.
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke in WrestleMania was not supposed to be that, and know that if you've seen their other matches elsewhere. So, these things...
Including their recent matches.
Right, yeah, these things play a role. Yeah. So, yeah, we got all the love for Jericho, man. Let's not get it twisted. All right, we are in the top 5?
Yeah.
All right. You think you're familiar with him. That's like the ChatGPT version of you think you know me. Edge. I got Edge at 5. His entire career is the 2000s, if you think about it. And he has the greatest comeback in in WWE history
Yeah.
by far. So, yeah, I give Edge all the credit in the world. And his body looks better and ripped in his 40s going into 50s than he did in his 20s.
He made me buy Pure Plank. He looked so good that I bought the damn Pure Plank thing that he advertised was Christian, because I was like, if I can look like that in my 40s, I will get this machine. Do I use it as much as I should? Hell no, but I will eventually.
It's mad calories though. That's why I can't do it. So you have to be active beyond belief to even justify that Michael Phelps level of calories. Because I considered it too.
Yeah.
But no, Edge is my he starts my top 5 easy.
Yeah.
You know, the TLC matches, you know, as in Christians, where it started, and then became a single star with Cena, rated R. And what else do I have here? Oh yeah. Exactly what I said, and he is the greatest comeback.
Yeah,
and Edge really also very, very self-made and stood toe to toe with all the greats.
Yeah,
and and again, it's really hard to break Vince's glass ceiling if you're not an instant attraction just by looking at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Edge, lifelong fan to a lifelong legend. He's my number 5.
Nice. Yeah. So all right. So to kick off my top 5, it's going to be a guy that, you know, like, to me right now, he's probably the biggest wrestling star in the world, in my opinion. And he's not, and it was not easy for him to get there. He had a lot of fan backlash, a lot of vitriol, a lot of, you know, like, people that were firmly against him being the top guy. But through hard work and persistence and a much needed character change, I feel like he has now become the biggest guy in the industry, and that's Roman Reigns. And I feel like Roman is a guy that, you know, when he started and he was in the Shield, he had the look. You know, the women love him. Listen, like GK always loves to say, it's the eye test, right? Like, what's going to pull people in? Roman pulls people in, all right? You could show Roman to anybody. I showed Roman to my mother-in-law, who doesn't watch wrestling at all. And she said, I'm going to watch this wrestling show, because once she saw what Roman Reigns looked like.
So dignified.
Yes. So it's a thing where Roman has that look that's going to attract the masses. So he always had that. And, you know, he's always been pretty good in the ring, even in like, just like very fluid, like his movements always look crisp. He throws great punches. So he always had that. But the fans just didn't like how he's being shoved down our throat. You know, if one thing there's fans don't like is when you try to tell us who the guy is. It's like, this is your guy. You love him. Fans don't like that. It has to happen organically. And through him turning heel and being able to display more of his personality, I feel like that is what eventually made Roman become beloved to the fans. And now, to me, I feel like he's like, you know, I love Cody. I love, you know, like all these other guys that they have, Seth and all these other guys. But Roman is the one that when he comes on the screen, the crowd goes insane. So Roman Reigns, number 5, top male wrestler of the 21st century.
Well, you know, I'm not arguing that. All right. All right. So we're going to number 4. Mm-hmm. Damn, I made so many switches. All right. My number 4 is someone I've met personally, and through, it was a little sus how I got on that line in the first place. I don't even know if I should tell that story. Come on, meet me in the bathroom. But yeah.
You got on that line.
That's I did. The Undertaker line was longer.
Yeah.
Thankfully. So I'm like, I have no chance there.
Yep.
So the Randy Orton line was, I was like, all right, I'll sneak into this one. And, you know, shout out again to, Kobe Bryant, because we were in Philly at the WrestleMania weekend meet and greet, WrestleMania 40. Yep. And I was rocking my Kobe throwback jersey. You know, he went to high school in Philly, and dude working the line liked my jersey. So that's how I got moved into the front of the line. And then Randy Orton is number 4 for me. And I think it's easy. Like, no one has been more born to do it than Randy. And no one's been more body goals than Randy. So in the land of giants, you looked at Randy like, whoa, wait a minute. That's like a heavy lifting and Pilates body. Like, he was ahead of his time with that. But I always thought me at 6'3", 220, like that's me.
Yeah.
That's me, you know, after, you know, a colonic. But I met him after he fixed his back and put on like 70 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
I've never felt so minuscule next to a dude around my height in my life. Because I was expecting someone with my build.
Yeah.
Like I knew he put on weight on TV, like I saw it. But like once you see it in person, you're like,
yeah,
damn. And you know, he's around our age.
Yeah.
So the man that he's become, that also reflects in his work. So, you know, I still think it's one of the greatest love stories of all time. Like, yo, a fan from a house show?
Yes.
Yo, that's dope.
Crazy.
That's dope, bro. But no, I met him and he was super cool. And and you know, you're watching everybody else do their meet and greets and like, you know, they're telling their life stories. I'm like, come on, man, I got to be cooler than that. And then I get there and like, you know, he's trying to help me out. Like, the Creed brothers were at a stage across, and Julius Creed had a button-down shirt, and it was unbuttoned, right? And then Randy's, you know, he's like, "Can you believe that guy?" And I'm like, "That was you, bro." And they laughed at that, and then I slipped, and then I tromba dumped. I was like, "Hey, I have lumbar issues too." You know, hopefully he remembers that. But come on, like if you see Randy, you get it. The only reason he's not higher on my list is because of WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
They blew it.
That's
not on Randy.
Yeah.
So Randy's my number 4.
Yeah. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, I know, like, from way back in the day, Randy has been your guy.
Yeah.
And, like, not just because he's great in the ring. Like, he has an amazing look. Like, my wife, my beautiful wife, Jen, she always likes to, like, you know, she jokes that we all have, like, someone, like, that you have a heterosexual crush on, where you look at them and you're like, this is the body goals, this is who I want to be. So she says, for Germ, that's Randy Orton. She was like, anytime I see Randy Orton, she was like, I just envision Germ being like, now that's what a man's supposed to look like. And it's like, and it's true. Randy looks amazing, and it's like every time like I see Randy come to the ring, because like he's around our age, and I see like his 97 abs, and like I said, I need to put down whatever junk food I'm eating, and I need to go to the gym immediately, because he gives me hope. He makes me feel bad and gives me hope at the same time. So it's like, but Randy, like that's a great pick. It's like he's one of those guys.
And for the record, way before Becky Lynch was calling Seth Rollins her hot husband. My beautiful wife, Jen.
Yes.
Look it up.
Yeah.
It's in the archives. He's been on it. It's not, you know?
Exactly.
It's not just us saying it.
For me. Yes, exactly. So for my number 4, it's you know, another guy that started on the indies, worked his way up, and then no one could have ever predicted that he would become one of the most beloved wrestlers ever in WWE. This it's something that would have never been foreseen. And he took an unconventional path to eventually get to WWE, but he eventually got there. And when he got there, people got him like immediately, and that's AJ Styles. And I feel like AJ Styles, he did ROH, and then he did TNA, and he was the ace of TNA for a long time. But people always said, okay, he's like, a big fish in a small pond. He wouldn't make it in WWE. And AJ, to his credit, bet on himself. He was like, okay, I've done everything I can do in TNA. I've won all the titles. Like, I feel like I'm stale here, and I feel like I got a lot more juice left. I'm going to go to Japan, because I know that WWE isn't interested in me right now, because this is during a time when WWE wasn't hiring like any TNA wrestlers. So he said, I'm going to go to Japan, and I'm going to bet on myself. And he did that, and he took over Bullet Club when Finn left, and he, exploded over there, and he had some of the best matches ever in New Japan's history, which caught WWE's eye. They signed him, and then he had one of the best Royal Rumble appearances of all time. And then he went off that, and he even said that Vince thought of him as a guy like, okay, he can wrestle, but he'll never be the guy. But then when he came in, Vince started changing his mind and said, oh wait, this guy could be a main eventer. Look at how the crowd reacts to him. He even though he's smaller, he wrestles big, and you buy him as a main eventer. And then before you know it, he won the title, and he was a firmly implanted into the main event scene. And now he's one of the most beloved superstars like ever in WWE. Like, people, the matches that he's been having recently against Punk and against Nakamura and against Gunther, it shows he's still, even though he wants to retire this year, he still looks as amazing as he ever had. He's just a freak freak of nature. He's so good in the ring. It's
And
crazy.
Cena.
Yes, exactly. And Cena, yes. Can't forget about that. That match that he had against Cena. He's a freak of nature. He's like so good, so fluid. He makes everything look so easy. So that's why I got to give my number 4 AJ Styles.
All right. Phenomenal. I'm not against that at all. And I just want to add, in the 2000s, in the aughts, you know, I'm a WWE guy. TNA was cooking.
Yes.
Once they finally got rid of that damn 6-sided ring. But even with that, like, AJ is Mr. TNA. He's Mr. TNA. He was the X Division. I still think one of the greatest matches of all time in a promotion is his triple threat with Daniels and Samoa Joe.
Yep.
And I saw him in indie shows doing the phenomenal forearm in New Jersey gymnasiums with the ceiling like this high, but still like being airborne. Like I have him as the go to the indies.
Yep.
Even though he's been in WWE for this long, he's not WWE.
Yeah.
Respectfully, he's him.
Yeah.
Like, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And that's why I have him at number 3.
Ooh, that also shocks me. I did not know you'd have AJ Styles that high. I mean, but it makes sense. Like, and he was the one guy, like, G.K, firmly WWE guy. Like, he'll check out other promotions, but
About the big leagues.
Yeah, he loves the big leagues. He loves the big fight field.
Get at me.
He loves the spectacle. But in the early to mid 2000s, TNA had this man in a chokehold. I used to go to his house to watch TNA pay-per-views. That was unheard of. We used to only watch WWE pay-per-views. But he was like, "Yo, son, that Genesis is coming up. We got to watch Genesis." And it was like, because TNA was so good at the time, and mainly because of guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle when he came on board. So it was like AJ was that good that he made people who were firmly WWE guys like go, you know what? I'm going to check out this TNA because this AJ Styles guy is pretty good.
Man, hey, whenever you retire, AJ, thank you. You earned it. Like, man, and way to follow your heart and follow your calling, no matter what people said, to the degree, and way to get a support system that had your back the whole time, which I'm so happy that you get to go home to. Man. AJ's the best. Yeah, I got him at 3.
That's the dream.
Who's your 3?
All right, so my 3. Well, I mean, you mentioned this guy earlier, but, you know, this guy he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, like, you know, full disclosure. And it's because he's a guy that when you look at him, you would think like, oh, this guy isn't a wrestler. Like, he's too small. He's like, you know, he's not like the most athletic person. He's athletic, but he's not the most athletic. And you wouldn't think much, but through sheer hard work and determination and just like believability, like you really believe like this guy is like crazy enough to win these type of matches and to go all out, and he surpassed every original like goal for him. Like when he was in ROH, people thought like, okay, he'll, you know, be there and he'll be somebody, but he's not going to be the main guy. He became the king of ROH, the guy in ROH, where probably to me, he's the most popular ROH wrestler of all time. Then he goes to WWE and people think, okay, he'll probably be like a mid-carder. His ceiling is the IC title. That's the most he'll ever do. And then he has one of the most incredible stories ever leading up to him winning the world title. And then he wins the world title multiple times. And then he has to retire because of injuries. And then he comes back and he goes to another company. He goes to AEW. And then he wins their world title and becomes one of the, like, has some of the most amazing matches of the past 5 years over there. And that the person I'm talking about is Bryan Danielson. He's just like, he's amazing. Like, he's someone that you look at him and you don't think that he should be what he is, but he's that and then some. The way he's able to connect with fans, whether as a face, as a heel, that's the other thing. People love Danielson as a face, but he's so good as a heel. He's so good. Like, he makes you hate him. And it's like, how can someone who's so like lovable and so like carefree, like the way that he's able to turn that switch and be like, okay, you love me, now I'm going to make you hate me. And he does it. And he does it like instantaneously, and it works every time. And like even in AEW, he had a feud with Eddie Kingston in AEW, and he made Eddie Kingston because he was just so like believable in how much of an asshole he was that you hated him and you just wanted to see Eddie beat him. So when Eddie did finally beat him, it made Eddie a big star, and that is that's the Brian Danielson effect. He makes other people around him better, and he's just like, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's amazing. Number 3, Brian Danielson, best top 10 male wrestlers of the 21st century.
Love that. And one of the best low-key reality TV stars.
He really, my God, on Total Divas, he was the best.
he did not want to be there. But that's what made it great.
He hated everything about it, and it was hilarious.
But again, it's credit to him and credit to him, his belief in himself versus the booking. Like him with Kane should not have worked. No. But it did.
Yep.
He was not supposed to bounce back by losing to Sheamus at WrestleMania in like X amount of seconds.
Yep.
He did. He was not, this stuff wasn't really supposed to happen. Like but again, booking. He wrestled Brock. Didn't look good there. There was no aura there. Which leads to my number 2. I know I've done a lot of flip-flopping here, but my top 2 were set in stone. There's no pushing it. Again, it's booking, but it's visuals, right? But perception is reality. It doesn't help the narrative when you get punked. A lot of people don't remember, Brian Danielson has main evented at WrestleMania. More than one. But the last one he main evented, he got double stacked with Edge. I got the Tribal Chief at number 2. I got Roman Reigns at number 2. And again, his story, if you know his story, that's a story you can easily get behind. But on top of that, the tribal chief, like he's top 10 just based off the 2020s.
Yeah.
All right. But so, we all know how hard the 2010s were for him. But in 2020, in his words, you rise the tide. That dude carried and elevated WWE in the 2020s through COVID and beyond to Netflix.
Yeah.
It's him. He's the head of the snake. So there's no way around it. And he's a great storyteller. Whoever came up with him and Heyman, and like they didn't even build it. He just came out of nowhere with a T-shirt that didn't fit and new teeth and Heyman behind, and just inserted himself in a main event for the WWE Championship and just took it.
Yep.
And the rest is history. And it speaks for itself. Now I want to watch Street Fighter. I want to see like who gets more shine, him and Cody. I'm just so happy that they're both in it.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent is what? Anyway, but yeah, I got Roman at 2.
Yeah. I mean, you can't dispute that. It's like,
look at all the people he made.
Yes.
Along the way, his whole family.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yep.
Doesn't even stop there.
No.
I think one of my hardest omissions for this list is Kevin Owens.
Yes.
I think he's the most underrated
yes.
of the 2000s.
Yes.
Some of his best work, and the best main event of this era was him and Sammy versus the Usos.
Yeah.
An
amazing match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman got it. Roman wanted it, and Roman, you gave him the ball when he was finally ready for the ball.
Yep.
And that dude carried it.
Yeah.
I gotta salute to the Tribal Chief, man.
I mean, yeah, gotta throw them ones because Roman Reigns is that's an easy number 2, definitely. My number 2 is way on the other side of the spectrum, as expected. But it's I feel like I'm not no spoiler alerts. I feel like we're going to be on the same page with number 1. You might surprise me, but my number 2 is like, we had one retirement at the end of last year, at the end of 2025, of one of the biggest icons in wrestling. But we also had a retirement at the beginning of 2026 of another one of wrestling's biggest icons, and that's Hiroshi Tanahashi. And I feel like Hiroshi Tanahashi, the same way that guys like Cena and Batista, and like they pulled WWE out of the, the kind of quicksand that they were in like the 2000s after the Attitude Era, and they went to the Ruthless Aggression Era, and they were able to keep the tide afloat even when business was down. I feel like that's what Tanahashi did for New Japan. In New Japan, when all their big stars like went away in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was Tanahashi. He was the one that was really left that had to keep the company afloat during hard times. And they had on New Japan World, like their streaming service, they like had a rundown of like his career, and you can visually see how like when he started when he was young, there was like maybe 2,000, 3,000 people in the crowd, and with each match you could see the crowd growing and growing and growing, and it was because of him. It's because he was the one that was making New Japan rise up again to the point that they were able to get an American TV deal, which is unheard of. They were able to get their own streaming service, which was unheard of, and that's all because of Tanahashi. He was able to, and he made so many guys. He made Okada, he made Naito, he made Will Ospreay, he made Kenny Omega, he made all these guys. Like, so he by his hard work, keeping the company afloat and also making new superstars, that's what made New Japan get to the level of success that it currently has. So that's why I got to give my number 2, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I'm not going to argue that. He's the Cena of Japan. Mm-hmm. Your number 1 Cena. My number 1 Cena. Got it. Okay. All right. So there's no need to delve too deep in this because we also talked about this in the last podcast. Yeah. I just want to add one thing. Mm-hmm. All right. We already know he's the theme song of the 2000s. That's easy. And you get extra credit if you not only sing your own theme song, but write it.
Yes.
So I just want to add, to me, the all-time GOAT. Austin, Rock, Hogan, Cena. I think one of the main things that they all have in common is they were top guys as faces and heels. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people made so much about Cena's heel turn during, his 2025 retirement year. And what a ride. Like was it perfect? But what a ride. And I can't wait for the next season of Unreal to learn more about it. But people forget he started as a heel. You're one of the all-time greats if you start as a heel, but you're so damn cool with it that the fans have no choice but to love you. Yeah. And they turn you. Yep. So I think people just forget that his origin story like that. And that means he wrote it. You think Paul Heyman, Michael Pure Sexy Hayes, Brian Gerwig, like whoever was back there was writing raps for him? No. Good for, he doesn't get enough credit for that. And he was on time. He was with the Mitchell and Ness throwbacks, and he is the only, and this is true, he is the only artist in the history of music to have a debut platinum album and never make another one.
It's true.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
And that was all him. Yeah. He's like, I'm going all out. Like, I need new theme music. If you go to Royal Rumble 2002, when you see the generic music that they give him to rap over, and he still does, like if you just see how far he's come, kind of like in 2016 when Roman and John Cena faced off. If you look at Roman now and how far he's come on the mic, just look at Cena and his rap was still tight. Yeah. In 2002. Yeah. They didn't get it. And they were like, nope, I'm going to let you cook. Yep. And cook he did. So I think Cena's the clear king of 2000. And I don't even people who don't like Cena, I think they come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's the guy. I mean, it's like GK said. Like, there's certain guys who are on the Mount Rushmore when it comes to like crossover, like being recognized, like where even non-wrestling fans know who they are. Austin, Rock, Hogan, and Cena. Everyone knows who John Cena is. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, if I mention John Cena, people know who he is. And it didn't start that way. People always forget Cena was this close to being fired. He just they bumped him up from OVW. He had the Ruthless Aggression thing against Kurt Angle. He had the shorts that were like the color of whatever team was in that city. And he was just like a generic guy. And then he just happened to do this throwaway bit on the Halloween episode episode where he was Vanilla Ice and he was rapping, and the fans liked it. And they're like, hey, there might be something here. And to his credit, he took the ball and he ran with it. He didn't just go, oh, I'm going to dress like Vanilla Ice every week, whatever. He said, I'm going to make a rap character. I'm going to have new raps every week. I'm going to have a throwback jersey because throwbacks are cool right now. So I'm going to wear a throwback jersey in every city I go to, and I'm going to build this character. And it got over like crazy. People forget, like, you know, of course, we remember the Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks chant. But before that, he was over like crazy. Like people, like easily the most popular guy on the roster. And he turned that. And then even when he got to the point where he was so popular that people turned on him, he was just like, okay, I'm going to use this. Like, instead of me turning heel or whatever, I'm going to be this polarizing figure that you are always invested in me, that you are going to come to see me whether you hate me or whether you love me. And me and GK, we went to tons of events where Cena was there, and the chants were deafening. The Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks. The entire crowd was fully invested. Sometimes at wrestling shows nowadays, you'll get people who are kind of invested and people who are, you know, kind of sitting. No. With Cena in his prime, everybody was up. Everybody was invested in his match. He's one of the GOATs. He's one of the greatest of all times. And to me, he's easily the top star of the 21st century.
Yeah. He was on top for the longest, did it through the most eras and different styles and different challenges, opponents, you know. Stood up to The Rock. Yes. 3 years in a row. Like,
and beat him on the mic, if we're being honest. He stood up to The Rock on the mic and he beat him on the mic. Yeah. And his heel run was good, y'all. If you look at the work he did, you didn't buy it because you didn't want to. Yeah. That's because he's so goodwill, good natured, and he has so much equity. Yeah. Like that's like he didn't fumble that. No. So we got, but man, there were some hard people I left off this list, man. Like let me just run through it real quick. I'm not even good. Okay, yeah. HBK, Triple H, Rey Mysterio, the greatest luchador of all time. I wanted to put Eddie on the list and I couldn't. Yeah. Kurt Angle, Booker T, King Booker. Yes. Top 10 favorite characters of all time. Like that's easy. Jeff Hardy. Yeah. You know, and more Jeff than Matt. Yeah. And we're gonna do the top 10 tag teams at some point. Yeah. Spoiler: the Hardys are on it. Drew McIntyre. Yep. And I still say this, and I'll say this forever. One of the most underrated is Sheamus. Yeah. Sheamus works in any era. Yep. Any era, any decade, any promotion, any era, it works. He's not the biggest star, but you want to talk about you see him and you get it. Yeah. Yeah. Sheamus works. I wish Samoa Joe's WWE run was better. Jericho, The New Day. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. There was a time when The New Day was easily the most over people in the entire company. Yeah. People forget that. They were like, for a smooth 2 years, they were the biggest part of WWE. They were great. And yeah, Batista was a hard omission. But also my really difficult, The Miz. Oh. Yeah, I know you're a Miz guy. Yeah. You've been all about The Miz from day one. Yeah, I'm a real world guy. Like, come on, The Miz deserves so much credit. Man. Yeah. So I got to give Miz his flowers, and and I got a small list of wrestlers that I think if things broke different, I'm not saying they could have been on the list. I just wish that they did better or had a better run. And so Shinsuke. Yeah. That's self-explanatory. Yeah. American Alpha. Yeah. Self-explanatory. Enzo and Cass. Yeah. They should have been way bigger. Self-explanatory. This is where it's going to get a little controversial. Yeah. Muhammad Hassan. I feel like... I mean, they went too deep. You're right. But booking. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Carlito. Oh, yeah. Kennedy. Kennedy. That was booking and politics. Yeah. And ill-timed injuries. So that's good. But how I said before, they finally figured out how to book a special attraction with Brock and with Roman. Yeah. The original special attraction should have been the Big Show. Yeah. You want to talk about a victim of politics and booking? Yeah. The Big Show should be top 10 all time. Yeah. But I'm not blaming him. No. I just want to make that clear. Right? Like, he can't talk. So what? He shouldn't have to. And he actually can. Yeah. In the era of the greatest talkers of all time. Yeah. But like accentuate his strengths. Yeah. The problem is he came in from WCW like already ready made.
Who cares if he's immature? Like, it's not your job to. I'm trying to avoid the word bully for someone who's a giant, but you know what I mean. But like, it's not your job to teach him a lesson or teach him how life works. Like, he was clearly held down.
Yeah.
I still think his match with Floyd Mayweather at WrestleMania 24 is like one of the best celebrity matches of all time. That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have. He should not be sumo wrestling Aki Bono. He shouldn't have done those. But I'm saying, but like, why they made him do all these comedy skits?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he should have just been a badass from jump.
Yes.
He was badly booked in WWE. WCW booked him better. Big Show is a better name.
Yeah.
Right. But besides that, nah, they did Big Show dirty.
They did. Yeah, I mean, that's you hit the nail on the head with those. I'll mention a couple of my honorable mentions. You know, Rey Mysterio, of course. The Undertaker, I went back and forth between putting the Undertaker on the list, but it's just because he, you know, like later in the 2000s, he was more of a special attraction where he'd only wrestle like once or twice a year. That's the only reason he was left off my list. Stone Cold, even though Stone Cold only wrestled a handful of times, he was still in the early 2000s easily the biggest star in the world. So, same thing goes for The Rock, because The Rock also missed my list, but that's because they just retired too early. That's the only reason why. Edge, Kurt Angle, Will Ospreay. I think that like by the time Will Ospreay's career is over, he's going to be a top 10 guy of all time. Like his last 2 years is like, I've never seen someone put on that many classic matches in such a short time frame. Like he is like incredible. So if he avoids injury and stays on that path, he's going to be an all-time great. Kevin Owens, Randy. Randy was just like, Randy's one of those guys who I wanted to put in the top 10, but I just feel like he's one of those guys who should have easily been a top 3, but for a variety of reasons, he wasn't able to get there, whether it be booking, whether it's through his own, misdeeds that got him suspended or different things like that. That's the only thing that kept Randy out of my top 10, because he's a physical specimen, and he's also like, you know, he's one of the top guys, but I couldn't put him in my top 10. And then Punk, Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, who I love Sami Zayn.
Wow, you didn't put Punk in your top 10. That's right. Wow.
No, this was hard. Like,
wow.
and I went back and forth. I went between Punk and Seth for my number 10 spot, and but I settled on Seth because Punk, he just had too much of a layoff. Like, you know, when he left the company, and then when he came back, and when he went to AEW, like you said, he was like kind of out of shape, but he got himself in shape, and then he was putting on some really great matches in AEW, and he was really entertaining. But then the whole backstage thing happened, and then I felt like he had to come to WWE as a last resort. And also, I don't like face Punk. I don't. I need heel Punk.
Agreed.
It's like, face Punk is good. I appreciate it, but Punk is at his best when he's a heel. But I feel like he's at this point in his life where he wants to be loved by the fans, so that's why he's doing that. But I would prefer him to stay a heel forever. Please, CM Punk. Please turn heel soon, is what I'm saying.
I think the band is playing us off.
Yes, right? I feel like they're like, all right, enough that. And on that note, Batista, Shinsuke, those are my last two honorable mentions. Okay. But on that note, well, let's see. Do you have anything to close us out with, GK?
Nah, man. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, this is post Attitude Era, post the glory days. So thank you for keeping it going, keeping it relevant, and can't wait to see what we do. Yeah, for the rest of the century, baby.
Yeah, let's see. All right, man. So for my boy GK, this is your boy Julian, Jamaican Alpha, out.
Thank you for listening to the Julian and G.K. podcast.
And it's true.
The Julian and G.K. podcast.